Most of us are rarely without our cell phones lately. They're never far from our hands, ears, or mouth.
But our communication lifeline also links us to a potential world of germs. We asked KARE 11's Lindsay Seifert to put some devices to the test, including our phones, to find out if they're putting our health at risk.
I cannot live without my cell phone.
Not long ago, cell phones were a luxury.
I be texting every 5 minutes. By Google, I play games, I do Facebook, Instagram.
Today, Nellie Perez says it's hard to handle life without one.
I have to have it on me at all times.
At KARE 11,
I think the Dubai thing is set.
B. Chang understands the high-tech hang-up.
It's Vikings game day.
She's in charge of social media and spends her day swiping several screens, especially her iPad.
But I started wondering, just how clean is my device? I give this to my 2-year-old and my 5-year-old. I wash their hands before they eat. I wash their hands after they come out of the bathroom, but I give them this phone and I don't even look at I don't even think about what I've already exposed this phone to.
This is what's going to pick up anything that is there.
So KARE 11 set out to see if the world of technology also connects us to a universe of bacteria.
I would be surprised if there's much on the glass surface.
We asked Minnesota Valley Testing Laboratories to help us see what germs live on B's iPad.
John, be very kind to me.
And we also swabbed 9 cell phones, starting with Belinda.
We're going to get the buttons because that's where people touch.
Thanks for cleaning my phone, by the way.
For equal exposure, we couldn't resist, including Randy.
So all we're going to do is...
Afraid of what you're going to find.
And Julie, too.
It's a little phone cleaner. It goes like that.
Well, you are probably more conscientious than everyone else in the newsroom because they are worried.
All right, I'm worried, too.
A few days later at the New Ulm lab.
It's a losing battle because your hands carry bacteria and you're always touching your phone.
Microbiologist Gloria Anderson found no major gross-out factor, no E. coli, fecal matter, or harmful staph. But bacteria?
That's a colony, a bacterial colony.
It measured from a low 90 colony-forming units all the way to the highest at nearly 100 times that amount.
They turned out to have maybe higher levels than I expected.
Just one of the samples tested positive for something known as coliform, a family of bacteria that can be an indicator of illness. And the microbiologists here say it's not a surprise considering where this sample came from.
And we're all done.
A nail salon, home to many hands, likely has this common bacteria, and so would any gym where we wiped a phone mid-workout.
There's stuff everywhere.
Turns out, B's iPad had more bacteria than phones in both places.
I feel really bad about that because I think they use this more than anything. I know that the case is probably the issue because it is a case that is porous and can get things in there.
And that could be the case. The owner of this tobacco shop had one of the cleanest samples. His phone was the only without a cover. Julie's phone, though, was just as pristine.
Somebody tipped her off, and she cleaned the phone before you got to her. She cheated.
Now, Randy had one of the highest bacteria counts, second only to Belinda. Her phone tested with more germs than all the rest.
Honestly, you walked up to me. I had no idea what we were doing, and you grabbed my phone. Okay, that's the deal. I think this is the reason. I'm going to blame these two people. These are my children. And I have a kindergartner and a 4th grader, and they constantly use my phone. I think that must be the case.
What we didn't tell Belinda or Randy, earlier we swabbed the men's restroom. Both of their phones came out dirtier than the bathroom door and toilet seat.
I've never cleaned my phone once, but now I will. Just in case you come around again with another cockamamie test that is making me look bad.
U of M epidemiologist Craig Hedberg says it's really not bad, especially if you just wash your hands.
Typically, the types of bacteria that you would associate with skin, the levels that are being found are really not alarming in any way.
But Hedberg says it's possible if you pass around a phone sharing a respiratory bug, your health could be on the line.
Oh, no.
But then again, Nellie Perez isn't too worried.
I get a wipe in, I wipe it off.
It would only take a second to dial up her doctor. Lindsay Seifert, KARE 11 News.
And we're sorry to say this was Lindsay's last day at work here at KARE 11.
We enjoyed her so much.
Oh, all right. So you heard from a woman who uses wipes on her phone, and Apple says you should use a damp, lint-free cloth to wipe down products. Avoid the sprays and the cleaners. BlackBerry says it doesn't have any advice on the matter.
So how grubby is your phone? Lindsay's on our Facebook page right now hosting a chat about her story. You can jump in on the conversation at facebook.com/KARE11. I would just like to say, I did not cheat. I did it on air. I stood there with the little thing and washed it off.
I was the first
She got
one,
ahead.
so I had no idea.
Somebody squealed in the newsroom that,
Listen,
that she
hand
was
washing.
coming around.
It was
Hand
2
washing.
hours.
It's
Oh
good
my
to
God.
sometimes wash your
You know
hands.
what?
Do you need to call someone? Here's my phone.
I won't be borrowing that again.
This conversation will continue while you're in the backyard.
Okay.
What I especially liked was you throwing your children under the bus.
Well, and that's exactly right. And that's the truth. Darn it. Well, it better be anyway. Hey, let's take a look at what we saw outside today. You know what? It was the sun, and it